Hi, everybody. My name is Carmen Wild, and I am here to talk to you all about the history, the changing culture of female hair removal. This project is titled Fur. I hope you like it. I was recently watching TV, which is something that I don't do very often, and I saw this ad. I want to share it with you. Let's take a look. So many things I love about this ad because this is a person who is thinking about waxing their upper lip hair. Something that, it's almost like such a mess. I don't know how to do it. There's the pulling of the wax. It's kind of really tedious. And then they look at Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is a man, presents as a man, has a mustache. Then they look at Frida Kahlo, presents as a woman, has upper lip hair. Then it's kind of like that, there's an aha moment. It's kind of like, wait, this is, everybody has this problem? Is this a problem? And then they look at Freddie Mercury, and the song that is playing is also a Queen song called Cool Cat. So, they're kind of like, okay, whatever. Just because I'm a girl or a guy, I can have it, and I can do gender any way that I want. I can do my gender. I can wear a skirt if I want to, and I can have the upper lip hair or not if I don't. Whose bright idea was this anyway? Well, archaeological findings suggest that people began removing hair from the body as early as or 100,000 BC. So cavemen were known to remove hair from their body to control mites. That's my little caveman here, our Fred Flintstone. And it was just a sanitary thing. And then additionally, Egyptians believed that body hair was unclean, so they used depilatory creams and a method called sugaring, which is really kind of like modern day waxing. They did this for men and women, so everybody removed all hair from their body, so it was something that took them a lot of time. Later on in 4th century BC, Greeks and Romans adopted the practice of shaving, usually achieved with a sharpened stone. The practice was costly, time-consuming, and was really mostly reserved for the elite scholars, and it was a sign of being high class. Now we're going to go to Europe. Remember this gal? The Mona Lisa. A lot of people don't notice, right? You might not have noticed before that she doesn't have any eyebrows. Well, this is because in the 1500s, hair removal focused on women's brows and the hairline. A lot of times, women and people would use walnut oil on babies and a concoction made of vinegar and cat feces to make their hairlines go back further so that it would appear that they had bigger foreheads. Hair removal continues at this point to be associated with higher economic class and social stature, and many believe the stigma still reverberates today. If you notice, we don't have a lot of world leaders that have beards, so that's something that still is going on today. Then along came Camp Gillette. Camp Gillette is the inventor of the disposable razor in 1895, and he really revolutionized the world of shaving, because up until then, men would have to go to a barber shop, and again, it was something that was done if you have like a little bit more of a stature, you have a little bit more disposable income. At that time, women's fashion, or around this time, women fashion starts to shift from these high necks, long skirts, long sleeves, flowy dresses to evening gowns, and eventually in the early 1900s, the sleeveless flapper style dress that now leaves the arms and the legs more exposed. So, of course, opportunity knocks. Gillette sees a chance to generate new revenue, and the Milady Décolleté was born. So this is one of the first ads for the Milady Décolleté from Gillette. There's a lot we're going to talk about here in the next slide, but I do want to say that it's known that by 1922, 66% of ads in Harper's Bazaar featured hair removal. So the two ads that I chose here to talk about a little bit, you can see some of the words that are chosen. So if you look at the Gillette ad, he says, or whoever the advertising person was at that time says, fashion says, okay? Then the next line is, the woman of fashion says, underarms must be as smooth as the face. Then the Gillette Razor Company, of course, announces the safest, most sanitary method of obtaining this result. And interestingly enough, they gave it the name of the décolleté because it's French, so it must be fancy, of course. And there was a lot of, still European roots, during this time in America. And then you can see that even though, it's in Boston, Massachusetts, it was born in Boston, Massachusetts, their headquarters are still there to this day. It says it's the leading summer and winter resorts. So there's an allusion to high class and, aristocracy and wealth and power. And then again, there's another ad here. This one is for waxing, and it's immaculate underarms. So you can just see some of the wording there that's used to put that message out. It's, go without embarrassment. Like, this is something that will cause you embarrassment. So it's the media telling females or women that underarm hair is embarrassing, that it's unsanitary, and that you should be unblemished, smooth skin, and that's the only way to be a woman of stature, to appear to be a woman of stature. Now we're going to fast forward a little bit because this really mindset kind of continued on throughout time. But then all of a sudden, the world of celebrity changes with television and film. We have some celebrity in a way that we haven't experienced it before, and then enter the paparazzi and public image. It's all kind of flooding the media in a different way. I wanted to show this picture of Lisa Bonet because Lisa Bonet was someone that bared her armpit hair in a 1990s photo. At that time, her image was somewhat of a wild child, bad girl. She had a really controversial exit from the famous TV show, The Cosby Show. That was like, earthy, crunchy, Americana, and very hopeful. So her image was that of a rebellious, outside of the norm. She was somewhat of a bad girl. So that was kind of still the messaging that was going on there. This is a great example of how communication creates culture and its norms. Because if you look at the contrast between the first ads promoting hair removal for women, and then there's some cultural icons that start to challenge that. So we're gonna look at one other person. This one was really big for me. This is Julia Roberts. Everybody knows. At least people in my generation, my Gen Alpha has no idea still who she is. But Julia Roberts. This is a picture that was taken of her at the premiere of her movie Notting Hill. It was a really wildly successful movie in pop culture. This picture was taken in 1999. She was, at the time, considered America's sweetheart, pretty woman. She was just everything that, all women. She was the face of Lancome. She was asked, actually, many times about this photo, and she really says, I just forgot that I hadn't shaved before leaving for this event. And she realizes when she waves that she's like, oops, I forgot that I hadn't shaved. And I actually think that this is kind of, for me, and I think culturally, where things start to change a little bit, because Lisa Bonet she's making statements, through her dress and her actions that are very intentional. This is the first time that I think a woman of that stature and of that level is kind of humanized in saying, hey, I shave too. Like, I forgot to shave today. And I think that in and of itself is being that it is a much more organic and real response. It actually is so much more powerful than if she had been forcefully trying to make a statement. And since then, many celebrities have been photographed burying their underarm hair. I added a link here that you guys can click on if you want to, but this is one of my favorites, and I think this was a really turning point, too, for a next generation. This is the singer Halsey. She's very, very popular among Gen Z. She has a lot of hit songs, and she's just kind of like a style icon. She does her own thing. She's kind of like, she's multi-fashion. So she can be high fashion one day and she just bears it all another day. And she was photographed for Rolling Stone, and she specifically asked them to not Photoshop her underarms. So this was one that really, I think, changed a lot of things in a lot of the social mindset, cultural mindset around hair, because it was posted on her social media, and so she was interacting with fans and with other celebrities that were congratulating her for just being real and making them take the photo and be how it is. So there was a lot of others too that are in that link that I just wanted to show one. So where are we now? Social media has changed our consumption of culture, and the face of the new celebrity is, of course, the influencer. So this is from a People magazine ad. This is Man Repellers, Leandra Medine Cohen. She is an Instagram, kind of like a TikTok and Instagram influencer. She's the founder of a blogging website, and she posts a picture of her Manolo Blahniks, and her legs are completely unshaven. She's interacting with fans on there, and she's, with fans and followers, and she's just talking about like, hey, these are my legs, like, who cares, whatever. I didn't shave today. It's not that big of a deal. So now I see that it's all for the gram. So the hashtag body hair positivity is a total thing now. And it's honestly a great journey to be on, because women, like men, don't shave every day. Nobody shaves every day. Well, at least you don't have to if you don't want to. And the idea, birthed in the mind of a magazine editor in the 19th century, that sold us the notion that in order to be desirable, we have to be smooth like babies, is slowly dying. How do I know that this is true? Well, my daughter Carla, who just turned 12, sent me down this rabbit hole one day because I was ready to go shopping for a nice pink razor and introduce her to the special ritual of young womanhood that I went through when I asked her, do you want to start shaving your legs soon? I was excitedly hoping to teach her the same way that my mom taught me, but she looked at me in a very matter-of-fact way and said, why would I do that? My legs are fine. The hair doesn't bother me. So after I collected the pieces of my shattered Latina mom Gen Xer heart, I went back to my studies in this class, and I realized that she's right. A little leg hair. What's the big deal? She's a cool cat either way. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.